Hey guys, welcome back to Chad and Dad. So, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I wanted to change it up from the usual format from Chad and Dad, where, it's less advice giving, because to be honest, I'm not really an advice giver. And I just want to make it like a nice little hangout between two bros, Chad and Dad, Artha and I. Keeping
Well,
it not.
I'm
What's
I'm
up?
so glad that I'm upgraded as a bro now.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, you were always a Chad. Chad and bro are pretty similar, you could say. But yeah, so wanted to try something different because I feel like keeping it advice driven was just a little boring. Not our style. Wanted to
Really?
try something new.
Oh,
Try more improv because as we know, Arth is a comedian, and for me, I'm a wannabe comedian. Let's be
mm-hmm.
honest.
You're hilarious, man.
The amount
You're
of sarcasm.
hilarious.
Yeah, talk a little bit louder to the mic just so everyone knows how
You're
sarcastic.
hilarious, man.
Nice. But yeah, just want to keep it chill, have a good time, and feel like it's like a nice little hangout between Arthur and I.
Let's do it. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's start with talking about what we've been doing recently.
do it, Arthur. Tell us what you've been up to in no nut
So this
November.
weekend I went to Seattle for a shoot. It was pretty cool.
Tell me more. What'd you do?
Yeah, it was cool. It's just like, it's just like another corporate gig, but it's cool. I'm working with this lawyer, and that's the only thing I can say for now. But it's cool. I get to, the more I think like this year, I get a chance to more know people who actually is from Seattle and lives there. So I get like good like tips and like where I should go, things like that, rather than just like going to like Pike Place Market all the time.
Yeah, that's
So
what I've
yeah,
learned recently too. Like, there's so much more to do in Seattle than just Pike Place. Because I think when you think Seattle, it's just like Pike Place or like the Amazon place or sorry,
or
the
like
Amazon office and
or the Space Needle, right?
yeah, just the tourist destinations. But then when you could dig a little bit deeper, you even like go a little bit south to like Tacoma. There's so much more stuff to do.
Indeed. And like I may not be a big fan of the States, but I'm a big fan of Trader Joe's.
Isn't everybody?
No, you have to understand. Okay, on my most recent trip, and this is probably this will wrap up our catch up session, which is mostly on my side. I was just getting like the usual stuff, and then I was looking at the bags. Right, I'm like, maybe I should get a Trader Joe bag. And then one of the employees saw me and was like, "Hey, man, like you're looking at the bags. You want one of them?" Things like that. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I was like, "Oh well, there's the Washington one. That's pretty cool. Has a girl with an umbrella. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Like I am
Wait,
driving from
girl
back.
with an umbrella, like as in the
Yeah,
label
the,
on the
des-
bag
the
itself?
design of the bag. Yeah, and I was like,
Okay.
and he was like, or you can get like the classic cotton one that everybody has. And I was like, yeah, maybe. I am driving from Vancouver, so it'd probably be a pretty cool stuff to get. And then he was like, wait, you're driving from Vancouver? Man, I'll give it to you for free. And I'm like, really? And then like, went,
What?
yeah, come to my cashier. And I just like went to this cashier, bought all my snacks and spices and stuff. And he's like, here, I'll get you the nice cotton one. I was like, man, you're so nice, man. That's what Trader Joe's is all about.
Well done, well done. And now you just
Yeah,
gave him free advertising.
yeah, I know. And I'm like, should I say his name? I'm scared that he did something he shouldn't have done, but I would appreciate him. I'm gonna name my son after him. No, I won't. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. How about you?
Nice. That's awesome. No, I do want to stay on topic a little bit. How long were you in Seattle for?
Just the weekend, man.
The weekend. Way to tell me about it. I would have loved to come down to Seattle with you.
No, well, I went for work, so it's not really
I'd hang
that
out with
fun.
you anyways. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I actually really like Seattle. I know there's yeah. What's up?
I think it's an AI generated version of Vancouver.
I do think it's like I feel like it's like a less polished version of Vancouver slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's definitely some good parts, but then there are also some like really bad parts apparently. Like if you I can't remember the exact street, but then it's like Homeless Central or something.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you walk around and it's like, oh, this is the gas town, and you walk around, oh,
Yeah,
this is like the Yale town. It just feels like very Pacific Northwesty.
for
So
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. I love Seattle. I would love to drive up and down the Oregon coast as well. So you
Yeah.
start off from Seattle, drive up and down the Oregon
Well,
coast. It's
I would
beautiful
love
over
to
there.
make like Seattle money, making that
You
US
will.
dollars. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, all you got to do is get more clients in Seattle.
Yes, that's a dream. That's a dream.
Yeah. Well, you start off with one lawyer who you will not disclose, but then it'll branch off from there.
Hopefully. How about you? What have you been doing?
What have I been up to? I'm not gonna lie, I don't.
Parenthood. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think. I don't think I've been doing anything out of the ordinary. It's just been work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get my runs in, trying to make sure the child is alive, which she has,
Nice.
thankfully.
Bless.
Yeah, just very much just trying to get past the year, really, because
Mm-hmm.
it's November and December. So it's a lot of just at work, it's a lot of marketing stuff. So just
Black
getting
Friday, I
ready for
guess,
Black
hey?
Friday. Exactly. Yeah, getting ready for Black Friday. You know what's after Black Friday? Getting ready for Christmas, So basically November and December are the craziest 2 months because
Yeah,
it's
for
like the biggest
e-commerce.
time of the year, right? So I am very much looking forward to
Christmas?
early December. Yeah, Christmas actually. It's going to be the child's second Christmas, and I feel like this year she's going to be a lot more into it because
Yeah.
she was very into Halloween actually. So she was like trick or treat, and then she loves candy and stuff. So
I love it.
Christmas now she's like, oh, presents. Are those presents for me? Which is great. So
Yeah. I wanna give I'm gonna give you I wanna give your daughter something. I'm not gonna give you anything.
you really don't have to give me anything, but if you want to give her anything, you are welcome to. I will say she's very into Peppa Pig. If you're into,
Like, no, you gotta get into Bluey.
she's not at the age yet. She's like da 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 da, and then
Man,
Bluey, but she's not into it. I don't know.
Bluey is so good. Bluey
think-
is like Bluey
I
is
think
like
Bluey is when you're like 4 or 5 years old, maybe like 3 to 5 years old.
maybe.
Peppa is for like younger when they don't know as many words because Peppa doesn't really know that many words.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, early December. I'm actually very much looking forward to Seattle because I'm actually going to be popping over to Seattle for a Christmas festival thing.
Is it in that town?
No. I think you're thinking Leavenworth.
Yeah, Leavenworth.
But
Yeah.
no. That's too far of a drive. It's like 3 hours away. But there is a place in not Tacoma Dome, but like where they have the Washington State Fair, that exact same area, they're going to have a Victorian Christmas festival. So
Okay.
yeah, so it'll be nice. The wife really likes doing Christmas crap. That's what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we try to do something Christmassy around Christmas. So we're going to go down to Seattle for that. And then later in the month, we're actually going to go back to Seattle again because there's like this Christmas train. I can't remember what it's called. Something Express. So we're going to do a lot of family Christmas stuff. And then there's a bunch of like Christmas stuff set up. The Seattle Christmas Market, for example, that's in Seattle as well. So anyways, if you want to come along, please. And we can spend Christmas together. That'd be a lot of fun for me.
I love it. It'll be like forced wheeling. But if your daughter likes trains, she should do the Polar Express up in Squamish.
That's, funny enough, that's actually what it's called. It's called the Polar Express in LB, Washington.
Okay, but there's one in Squamish, right?
I did not. I'm gonna look that up. That's cool.
There's one in Squamish, and they all dress up as like, I don't think they call it the Polar Express anymore for copyright reasons. But it's pretty cool. So like, you get hot chocolate, you get to ride the train for like the actual train for like 20 minutes.
I just Googled it. It's called the North Pole Express.
Okay, all right. I guess it's like, yeah. But it's actually pretty fun, and afterwards there's like a bit of like market happening near at the train, and so I mean, that's awesome. Something as well. Like, because I remember I took my nephew there because my nephew is obsessed with trains.
I'm so down, dude. This is awesome. Huh? Yeah. So, okay, so North Pole Express. Also, yeah, so the Polar Express is what we're doing. And then I learned recently from my sister-in-law that there's also another Polar Express in Seattle. So there's
Okay.
like one Polar Express in Seattle, one Polar Express in Elby, Washington, which is like south of Tacoma, and then I guess there's a North Pole Express. Cool. There's a
Wow.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in Rainier? No. Okay. Oh, Washington State. Okay. I guess, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we should. I guess we should continue to the topic of the day.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Man, I feel like there needs to be a better segue. We'll think about it next time.
Yeah. Hey, but wait,
Okay.
I'm looking at the Polar Express in. Is it in
Elby?
Chehalis, Washington?
No, that's the other one. That's what I'm saying.
That's like
Look up
60 bucks.
yeah, I can't remember how much
The
mine
one in
was in
Squamish is like 40 bucks. I mean, it's still expensive,
well, one's Canadian and the other's USD, so like double
which
the
makes it
price.
even worse. It's like double.
You know what? I do things for my daughter.
Yeah, that's fair. No, this is like
Anything
yeah.
for Christmas for her.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Okay,
You
but
wouldn't
yeah,
understand, Chad. I do
no.
anything for family.
If it's for your daughter, I fully support it. If it's for you,
Yeah.
maybe it's like you should could reconsider your option.
Well, it would be weird if I was going on these Polar Express trains myself and then everyone's there with their family and I'm just there like,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so let's move on. So, our topic of the day. So, we're going to try a new thing. We're going to call it a theme, being like, the theme is, what would you do?
Hmm.
So, every week we're going to dive into the new topic. So, what would you do if you were blank? What would you do if you only had a month to live? What would you do if you were stuck on a desert island? Stuff like that. This week, our topic is, what would you do if you were homeless? And our goal is each of us is going to come up with 3 different things. We're going to throw it out at each other and we're going to determine whether or not that's a good idea. And we're going to question each other and go down a weird rabbit hole to know how far we're willing to go and to do what we say we're going to do if we were homeless.
Okay.
Arthur, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I already have an idea. Okay. So
Do you want
I
to start
saw this
first?
guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw this guy on TikTok. So what he did, he just lived in his car. All right. And then he just got a gym membership so he can shower every day.
Wait. What kind of car?
It was like a really like old Hyundai, like a Hyundai sedan. It's not even an SUV.
Okay, so it's a sedan. So it's like, okay.
It's almost like almost like a really old like Honda Civic, and then this guy just lived there.
Yeah.
And it's just like yeah. So basically, in the trunk was like his barbecue where he cooks food, or like his like camping stove. And then every night he just like close all the windows and then put like blinds so it's like dark, and then just like put like all the driver's seat all the way down and just like sleep like that.
So he would sleep in the front seat and then bump the seat back and then use that as a bed, basically.
Yeah. And then what he does for his job, he just do Uber Eats. Okay. He does Uber Eats, but he also makes money from like his TikTok videos that he makes because he got quite a following. And he did that for like a whole year. Okay. So he ended up making like let's say from Uber Eats, he can make like $250 a day with tips and everything. And then from his videos, he made like an addition like between $70 to $150 a day. So on average, he can make like between like $300 to like $400 a day, and then caught let's say like $50 for like food and gas and everything. So let's say like a good like conservative $275 a day, right? But that's
Plus,
already everything.
he can steal food on his deliveries.
Something like that, yeah. But he did that, and then he did that for a whole year. And there's some days where like suddenly his videos go viral, so he makes more money, and suddenly he makes like $700 a day. And then he
Wait,
did that
his
for a year.
videos go viral and then I
Yeah.
guess he's getting sponsored for his TikToks?
Well, I think like in the States, you get paid for like a certain number of views.
Oh, right. Yeah. There's a TikTok creator fund or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did that, and then like after a year, he was able to get a down payment for a house.
That is insane.
Yeah, because like I mean, like he just like if he's bored from one city, he drives to the next biggest city, and then just like
Yeah, because you can
just like
basically do Uber Eats anywhere.
exactly. So that's what he did, and then I was just then like, yeah, I'm just like, I mean, there's a lot of like sacrifices you do, like you can't really like hang out or have like a social life.
Yeah.
But that's like the most frugal thing, and there's like this guy inspired. If any one day I become homeless, I'll just sleep in my little Prius.
That's actually not, I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I don't think it's a great idea either. I can't imagine how cold it would be sleeping in your car at night.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
have a space heater and a generator and everything.
Well, yeah, I guess that works. You,
But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just like, it's definitely not a sustainable thing. And I think he just made it for like kind of like an experiment slash video
I mean, the fact
series.
that he did it for a year though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine myself doing something. I mean, not doing something like that because I don't think I could ever get to the point where I would sleep in a car. But I do like the idea of just getting a gym membership so that you have a place to shower, basically.
Right?
That was actually something I was thinking of. Like, if I were to ever, was it like drive an RV across Canada or just
Hmm.
do a long road trip, I would get a gym membership at YMCA or YWCA. And then
Yeah.
there's so many, or you know what? No, not YWCA, at 24-hour fitness.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, yeah, that's the one he got. So like at 2
Yes.
a.m. he takes a shower and things like
Yeah, you just pop in the gym, take a shower, back in the car.
that.
Why
Yeah,
don't you just sleep in the gym?
that's you can get kicked out.
You can, I mean, yeah, but like you just sneak into the bathroom, I guess.
Well, I don't know the logistics of it, but
Yeah, fair
it's
enough.
also like I think the reason why he sleeps in the car is like for security reasons because all of his stuff is in his car. So it's
Did he
also
ever?
easy. It's also easy to break into the car.
Yes, yes.
So he
That's a
has
really
to
good
be.
point.
That's
That's
why
a
he
really
does
good
Uber
point.
Eats. So because he needs to be physically in the like near the car at all times.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Man, for an entire year, that seems.
Yeah,
I don't know,
man.
man. That's a lot of willpower. I will say that's not my
Indeed,
style.
indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you know what
Okay,
I would
but
do?
yeah, yeah. What do you do?
Excuse me. You know what I would do if I was homeless? I think I wouldn't go down the car route because I think it's not for me. I think
Hmm.
I would. You know what? The thing I have a what do you call it? Like I have this feeling that I don't like to be in a place where I'm like very vulnerable. So like you said, right? Like if you're in a car, someone can break in and just like shank you, right? I don't
Hmm.
like to be shanked. Nobody
Yeah,
likes to be shanked.
it's
So
not
what
bad.
I would do, yeah, yeah, it only hurts a little bit with the twist the knife.
Yeah.
What I would do is I would live in a storage unit. So one of those storage units, like on the side of
Mm,
the street.
yeah.
I would rent one of those because I've seen so many advertisements that's like, what, get the first month for just $1 and something
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that, right? So like, what's stopping me from literally just getting one of these storage units for $1 for the entire month, and I just sneak in, set up my bed, get a little storage space. I hear it's
Hmm.
air conditioned, so you get your air conditioning there already, and then you just strap a space heater into it, and then you're good for the entire night.
Hmm.
Tell me
That's
how
actually
that's a
not a
bad
bad
idea.
idea. That's not a bad idea because it's almost like you get your own private space, and
Yeah.
then there's probably a restroom there. Probably no showers, but still.
Well, this is
I
where
mean,
the 24-hour gym would be coming into effect. Of course, you're gonna have to sneak in and out, like,
yeah.
very
So you
sneakily.
you gotta like leave like super early in the morning. But isn't it like most of the storage spaces like 24 hours anyway? So you can access it anytime.
Yeah, but I think you have to find a way to avoid the cameras. So as long as you can avoid the cameras, I think you'd be good.
Mm,
So
that's
I don't
not a
know.
bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
I kind of feel like you could, assuming I don't think like I don't know. Like I don't think people go check out their storage that often. So like what if you like rent one of these storage units and then you build a tunnel? So like storage units right next to each other. So then you just build a tunnel within your storage unit. So you crawl into other storage units. And then if they
And you
have
make
food
like
there,
you make like an apartment thing. This is my kitchen storage.
well, I'm not saying it's a terrible idea, but I'm sure people keep a lot of dried goods in their storage unit as well. So I'm
But
sure
you
you
know
can.
what? The fact that you thought about it, probably somebody have done it, but nobody has like discovered it yet.
I think I read a news article about somebody having done that a while back. So like yeah, and they got
Yeah.
caught though. So
Yeah, like I mean, no, I heard about the guy who lived in a storage and he made a YouTube video about it. Eventually, got kicked out. But like connecting, like connecting storage, that's not done yet.
it's a mega storage unit. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I would do. And then again, get a
Okay.
24-hour gym. So you go by. I'm sure you could get away with it for I want to say like 2 weeks. I want to say we can get away with it for 2 weeks. You get
Okay.
kicked out, and then you go another storage unit, and you rinse and repeat until 1 year later, and then you have a down payment for a house, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. For me, the next thing I'll do, right? And this is a very Chad move, right? Okay.
Do it.
So there's this guy that I read. There's an article about this guy. He 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 started. He just went on a dating app and
Did
just
he sleep with 30 girls and have a different place to sleep every night?
basically that's what he did. He just like just see girls and then it's like, hey, let's go back to your place.
He
And he,
manbored himself.
yeah, and then this guy's not even attractive, but he does like, I think he targets like a bit like I guess like I want to say like the older demography. So like, cause like in his head, he's like, well, if they're older, they're probably like they already have like their life pretty settled. At
More
minimum, they have their own
desperate?
place.
Yeah, that's true. More settled. No, not
So
desperate. Not desperate.
apparently, he did that for like a whole year, right? And then like like his dates start catching on. I was like, why do we always go to my place? I'm just like, and when they start catching on, he just like ghosts them and leave.
So it's not 30 different girls.
No,
It's like the
he
same ones.
yeah, he'll stay with like a girl for like a couple of days and then he'll move on to the next and then he'll move on. Like in the morning he'll pretend to go to work or something, but yeah.
It's a very Chad move.
It is.
I don't
It
know
is
how I
like the
feel about
chattiest
it.
move of all time. But
The
yeah,
question is, would you do it?
no, I think I don't have the mental capacity to do that.
But it's not like a different girl every night, It's just one girl every couple of days. And then you move on to the next one. So you can do it.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's the next thing you're gonna do?
All right. You know what I was going to do? This is something I've always wanted to do, actually. So, like, I've always wanted to sneak into someone's attic and just hide there.
Man,
You know,
that's every horror movie's like premise.
well, I know. Like, all of a sudden you hear like footsteps. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is that coming from the attic? But I've always wanted to try it just to see, how long you can live in someone's attic for. And I'm sure, like, if you keep quiet and you don't make a sound or whatever, like, you could totally get away with it for a really long time, right? Like, you just have to, I imagine you climb into someone's attic, a lot of plexiglass, so you just have to like lay out some cardboard or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just
Chill there.
sleep there.
And then
And
like
then,
secret when everybody leaves, you go to their fridge.
well, not necessarily. Well, yes, but then like I feel like that would give hints that someone's stealing their food, etc., putting on cameras and all that. But like you go rinse and repeat the same thing that we said earlier, right? Like you go to a nearby gym, you get food from somewhere else, and then you just come back to the attic really late at night when everyone's asleep.
That sounds creepy, man. But I did also just like
Sure.
say like, go and like sleep with like different girls for the whole year. So it's
Listen,
just
listen. I'm dad. I'm not a Chad. I'm not a Chad like you, buddy.
I'm just saying, it's just like, huh. But that is, I think, everyone's worst nightmare. But
Only
yeah,
if you get caught.
for me, the last thing I would do, right, is I would actually, like, with my last savings, I would rent an Airbnb and I would just overstay my welcome and then go like squatter rights.
Why Airbnb? Why not just do a long-term rental?
Or any sort of things like that. But I'm just gonna be like squatter rights.
Dude, you are even worse than someone sneaking into someone's attic.
But at least I have rights. You have to like creep out. Isn't it like,
Yeah,
at least people know I'm in their property, and I have rights. Where's the creeper's right? There's no such thing.
yeah, but at the very least, I will still leave when I get caught. For you, you're just like, listen, I know I'm not paying rent, but I have a right to stay in your home because I'm renting it from you.
Squatter, right?
Yeah, squatters' rights, bro. Squatters' rights.
I swear, I think somebody tried to sell an online course on how to become a squatter, and I'm like, wow,
Oh my
there's an online
God.
course for everybody. But I think that is probably like I would sleep in my car first before I do squatter rights. But it's not it's like, well, it's still not your home, but at least you have a roof. I mean, probably granted you can never leave that place because like the moment that you leave the place, you'll get boarded up.
Well, that's only if you live in the same home as them, right? Like if you're renting out your basement to somebody, totally.
Hmm.
Like you can go in and like change the locks or whatever, but like so like something I was gonna share was like I've had terrible tenants before, right? Like
Mm.
I manage a property, so I had a really bad tenant
Yeah,
not so long, not so long ago, a couple of years ago, where he just refused to pay rent. Like
squatters.
he just kept not paying rent, and I'm just like, hey, when are you gonna pay rent? When are you gonna pay rent? And he kept delaying it, delaying it, delaying it. It was like, I'm gonna get it to you. I'm gonna get it to you by this weekend. I'm gonna get over time. That guy ended up staying in the apartment for like an extra 4 months for free.
Okay. What,
But
like
then
accumulation of all the days, I guess.
yeah, but like, eventually he did end up leaving, which was honestly so thankful for. But I know of some horror stories about people who just squat in a home for like up to a year because they make it so hard for people to kick them out
Yeah,
legally. You know, like you
yeah,
can do it like physically, but obviously, like if that happens, the squatter makes even more money because you're like, oh, self defense.
exactly. Yeah. Our topic next week is should be like, if you have a squatter in your house, what would you do?
The knife comes out.
And that's the three things they can think about. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
piss bottle.
probably the car one is like the most reasonable one.
All right, wait. Nope, maybe you'll find my last one more reasonable when you hear it.
Okay.
Okay, so last one. Something I've always wanted to do. So like Ninja Turtles?
You wanna
I
live in the
want to
sewers?
hide in the sewers. I want to live in the sewers.
That
I
sounds
just want to
horrible.
know. I just want to know what it's like down there, you know? Have you
I
ever
don't
wanted to?
No, it smells bad.
That's an assumption though.
And then like crocodiles and stuff.
Again, that's an assumption. I don't think there are crocodiles down there in the sewers. I actually think there's a really vast network of just tubes, places to walk around in the sewers. Of course, you have to watch out for like that clown from what's that called? IT
Pennywise?
it yeah, Pennywise. You got probably got to watch out for clowns like that. But I feel like there's a really vast network because I've actually read something about like in New York people live in the sewers because they can't.
Wait, do they?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, here let's look it up.
New York, living in sewers. I thought it was just like, oh my God.
The mole people are people who have taken up residence in the underground of New York City. Okay, I feel like you got to do some research after this. The mole people. So
I don't know, man. I feel like squatter rights.
Scoof, you are gonna become the person I hate most.
Compared to living in a sewer, might as well live in a tent in like the middle of Stanley Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you can get kicked out, Like how often do people go down to sewers? Like even you won't do it.
I don't know, man. I'm just like, how big is the sewers in Vancouver?
Well, think how much water goes down there,
Yeah, if there's like a flash flood, you die.
How often do flash floods happen?
Well, apparently this year is already a couple. Wait, how big is sewer in Vancouver? I just want to think. Like, I think it's
No, I
better
feel
if
like you're
you
wrapping
live
your head
under a
around it.
bridge or something. But
No, no, because if you live under a bridge, you get shanked.
how do you know? Okay, okay.
Why would you
Okay,
try?
then I live in one of your properties.
One of my property, you can be a squatter.
I'm like,
Martha.
sorry, bro.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
We can
Don't
still
go
continue
rent.
the podcast though. See you on
Don't
Monday.
go rent, man. So like, I don't know if like New York mole people. I don't know if you ever heard of like like the catacombs in Paris.
Yes.
So there's a whole like underground city in Paris, right, called the
Mhm.
catacombs.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to check that out, but I hear it's
Yeah, apparently it's pretty creepy as well because it's all like the skulls and stuff.
yeah, but like there's apparently like not all of it has been explored, and then the tours in Paris they only let you look up like a certain part of it, but then if you kept going, it's like completely dark, and apparently there's a lot of what do you call those people that like scavenge, like scavengers, like throughout there, and I've read stories about how people die in those tunnels because
Really?
it's too dark, and then
And
scavengers.
I guess you get
people,
lost as well, hey?
you can get lost in there as well. So, yeah, I've read some pretty creepy things on there. So that I would definitely not want to go down. But like the sewers, count me in.
I will do the catacomb.
Wait, you would do the catacombs, but you wouldn't do the sewers.
The sewers smell bad, man.
It's one of those things where like
I would choose
I think you acclimate to the smell very quickly, I will say.
Okay. All right. Anyways, well, that's the three things
If you were homeless, you know
if
what?
you're
That wasn't bad.
homeless,
Yeah.
if you're homeless, you should contact Joseph and stay in one of his property, and then or find his address and live in his attic. Okay.
You know what? You can live in my attic. I'd be completely cool with it. You can just tell me ahead of time that you're going to do it, and as long as you don't make some noise,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
respect the space, I'm happy to have you.
and
But
I
if
can
you're
do my
looking for, and if you're looking for someone to squat in your place and go squatters' rights, even if you tell him to leave, he's not going to. Yeah, that's who you talk to, and you're okay with that. Yeah.
let's do it, man. So
Yeah.
I think we found a solution. What was it? Cars, attic, storage space, sleep with different girls every night.
Yep. Hide in the sewer.
Sewers, and my favorite,
Squatters' rights.
Squatters and Joseph, right? Well, yeah. Well, I guess that wraps up the podcast.
That does wrap up this week's podcast. What do you think? What do you think of this format? How do you feel
It's
about
not
it?
bad. It's pretty fun.
Good. Okay.
You know what? But I'm always gonna like try to make it like we should like squat at one of your properties.
Maybe that's going to be a theme. Maybe
Yeah.
that could be next week's topic. What would you do if you had a squatter in your home?
That's what I said.
Why don't we do it? Let's do it. Let's do that for next week.
Three things to do if you have squatters.
How about we make rules around it? It can't involve blood.
Okay, all right. Does it have to be
Well, of course not. That's the whole point.
But no physical altercation, I guess that's what you're trying to say.
No physical altercation.
Okay, yes. I already have one in mind. Well,
we'll have to stay tuned for next week's episode.
Cool. All right. But yes,
Well,
thank
this
you
has
so
been fun,
much.
dude.
Thank you so much, everyone that's been listening.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Chad and Dad. Next
Yeah,
week,
and
we're going to be talking about what would you do if you had a squatter in your home. So stay tuned for that. If you guys
yeah,
like what we're doing, yeah, go for it.
yeah, if you guys like what we're doing, like and subscribe. Next, we were gonna record our podcast from the sewers.
I'll see you there. We'll do it with Shredder. Cool, man. Well,
Okay,
that's
cool.
it. Thanks, everyone.
All
Catch you
right,
guys
thanks
next time.
everyone. All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.
I'm gonna leave.